Hey everyone, Lauren Goode with The Verge here, and today I'm taking a look at the new Polar M600 wearable. So at first glance, this thing looks a lot like a Fitbit Surge, but there's one key difference between the Fitbit Surge and this. Fitbit Surge is a sports watch that happens to have some smartwatch features, and the Polar M600 is being categorized as a smartwatch with a whole bunch of fitness features. So here's the new Polar. Polar has three lines of wrist wearables. There's the V line, which is generally for elite athletes, the M line, which is for fitness enthusiasts, and then the A line, which is more for, a lifestyle device. And this is an M600, so this is kind of their mid-range activity tracking device. But like I said, it's a smartwatch, so it's actually running on an Android OS. Before I get into that, let's just talk about the build very quickly. This is big, not gonna lie. There are two physical buttons here. This one is a quick access button that will take you to a couple of the menu options, and this over here is a back button. There are also 6 optical heart rate sensors underneath, and there's built-in GPS, which is what you would expect from a company like Polar. There's also a microphone in here, so you can respond to certain notifications using your voice. So let's take a look at what this tracks. We've got open water swim because it is fully waterproof and will track your swimming, which is great. Running, mountain biking, road cycling. There's also indoor cycling, I believe, hiking, other outdoor activities, strength training, pool swim. It just keeps going. And then if you swipe left, you can see all of the smartwatch stuff. So you've got Shazam and Demondo, it syncs data to Google Fit. You can run Google Maps, there's a Spotify app on here. So all of that good stuff. Polar is not the first wearable maker to make a sport watch that is running on Android Wear, but one of the sacrifices that you make when you have a sport watch that's a smartwatch is generally battery life. Polar says that you can expect to get about 48 hours of battery life if you're using this watch with an Android smartphone. If you are running Android Wear and the Polar Flow app on iOS, so you're syncing this to an iPhone, you're gonna get around 24 hours battery life. So compared to a lot of fitness devices, that's not great, but it's in line with what you can get from smartwatches. All of the data from this watch and other Polar products is going to sync with the Polar Flow app, which is free on Android and iOS. This is a relatively new feature that Polar's introduced that we're looking at right now called Polar Coach, where your coach or trainer can actually see whether or not you've been working out and see some of the intensity levels of your workouts and weigh in on that. But this is also where you're going to control all of the settings and all of the apps that you want to run on your Polar watch. The new Polar M600 costs $329 and ships sometime in the third quarter of this year that we don't know exactly when. So stay tuned to The Verge for more. It's been a crazy summer of wearables. There are so many wearables out there now. At first glance, this thing looks a lot like a Fitbit Surge, but there is one key difference.
Oh my God.
The tripod doesn't work.